Graeme, the Super League has reached the knockout stages. It looks as though Chelsea and Manchester City are preparing to leave, and reportedly the English clubs are now all looking at some kind of exit strategy.
Well, you're out or you're in, some kind of exit strategy.
Yeah.
They're out or you're in. Or you're in. And I think they'll all be in a race now to get out because they don't want to be the last man standing, do they?
And that's the question, is there any future for this kind of breakaway league, given that it's happened in this way? It's had the backing of some of the biggest clubs in Europe, and still within 48 hours it's crumbling as quickly as it is.
Well, I think it's just been a total misunderstanding of our attitude to our football. JP Morgan, American bank, decisions being made in America, corporate America, they have no idea what the average football supporter, how he views his club in this country. It's our traditional sport. They've just got it wrong on every level. Is there a chance of it being revitalised in the near future? I wouldn't think so. You know, anyone looking at it 5-10 years down the line, will look what's happening today and think, just can't go near it. I mean, I don't, you know, looking at, if you go through the clubs one by one, Man City, money's not an issue for them. You know, I would imagine Roman Abramovich, who's been at Chelsea 18 years, you were his first signing, you said? Yep. I don't think he was looking for the quick buck. I think the rest of them might have been. You know, when people go into business at this level, they've got an exit strategy. And you can bet, certainly the Americans were looking at this, we'll remain in this new league for 2 years, our asset will double in value and we'll get out and we'll move on to something else. But they've been found out. They've been found out. And how? Because we know, Liverpool as well as anyone, how will the Scousers take to John Henry after this? I don't know how he comes back from this. How
do you think it affects the strength of their position in UEFA, in the Premier League, in terms of their negotiating power?
They've damaged. If you imagine what's been going on, this wasn't an idea someone had a fortnight ago. This has obviously been on the go for months and months and months. So these chairmen have been going to Premier League meetings, okay, albeit by Zoom, no doubt, knowing that their intention was in a few months to pull out of the Premier League. So they've been so underhanded. These are relationships that will take some mending. And I come back to it, the biggest one that they faced is not chairman to chairman, it's chairman to their supporters, which is very important. I know what the Scouts are like. They will not forgive John Henry for this. I can't say how he gets back from this. I honestly can't. I think it's different for Abramovich, you know, because he had a feeling. I think he's been dragged in. I think City have been dragged in. I would imagine the catalyst for this would have been the Americans at City, Liverpool and Man United, along with the two big clubs in Spain, who are, by all accounts, are absolutely skint. But how you recover from this, I'm not quite sure, because the relationship between the supporter and the board, in some cases, will be damaged forever.
Glenn, there will always be people who want to play football, and there will always be people who want to watch those people who are brilliant at playing football. How surprised are you that neither of those sets of people was consulted over this, or appears to have been consulted over this?
I just can't get my head around it. You know, these guys obviously own football clubs. They're obviously very successful guys in whatever field it is where they made their money. And they've obviously made some good decisions along the way. But for them to think that this is a good idea without, like you say, speaking to the people on the ground, it just blows my mind. I can't believe that they're surprised by, you know, seeing the Chelsea fans. What did they expect was going to happen? They think they're going to, you know, almost take their club away from them that they've been brought up supporting. And, you know, to sort of even look further down the picture, all the next players come from the fans, you know? So it's like what I touched on earlier. It's like everyone was born a fan. You're willing to put the time in for your club that you love, you go to watch with, like your granddad, as Graeme was saying, and you're already bought into a football club. You know, there's nearly every household in Europe that's going to be connected to some football club in some form, way, shape or form. So for those sort of people to not be consulted just blow my mind.
I tell you, the only thing they've done right is somehow keep it quiet. You know, they managed to keep it quiet. When you look at your involving at these football clubs, someone, and this gets maybe back to, if you go the full circle, the reason it never came out is because they weren't speaking to anyone in this country that could truly inform them of the depth of feeling our supporters have for their football clubs. I mean, they've done well to keep it quiet, but I would suggest that the reason they've been able to do that is because they never spoke to anyone worth listening to. about our game. Not their game, about our game.
And yet I heard the Burnley owner speaking earlier, and he said, what did you think you bought when you bought into the Premier League? Isn't that part of what you were hoping to build on?
Sorry, this is a Burnley
Yes, owner yeah.
saying this to who?
Was saying in an interview. He was rhetorically putting the question to the 6 owners of the clubs who had signed up to the Super League.
But the 6 that we're looking to get out, and again, I've got reservation. I think City might have been dragged into it, along with Chelsea. But I think the rest saw it as a chance of an exit strategy 2 years down, 3 years down the line. You know, they saw it as an opportunity to maybe double, treble our asset, and we'll get out. And what a great deal it's been for us. Yeah. But I think, you know, if you look at your old team, Chelsea, the guy's been there 18 years. I don't think he intends leaving anytime soon. I think for City, it's all about, you know, being well known. Abu Dhabi is now well known throughout the world because of their sporting clubs they're involved with. None bigger than City. So I don't see them looking to turn, you know, for an exit strategy. I think they're in it for the long haul. But for the rest of them, it was about a chance to make a quick buck, a big buck very quickly.